Hi, it's Janet here from Green Urban Living. Just showing you my little edible balcony that I've created on our wee balcony that's around 4 metres by 2 metres. So what I've got here is lots of edible vegetables, fruit trees, quail, beehive, so that I'm just trying to see how much food I can grow in a small space. Here I've got a stacked wooden planter which is on wheels, so I can move it around, and I've got some mesclun just starting to grow here, and some spinach up the top, and some carrots and coriander at the bottom. Over here in the corner I've got a tamarillo plant, and tucked in behind that I'm actually growing some mushrooms in used coffee grounds. They like that little shady spot, so it's perfect for them there. Down here is my little quail. I've got about 4 or 5 quail adults and some babies in here, and they're a bit like chickens. They lay an egg a day, so they're great little producers of beautiful, delicate, lovely eggs to eat. So they just live in this little rabbit hutch that I've modified. It's on wheels so I can move it around. They're having a lovely little dust bath in there at the moment. They love that. Behind them is my top bar beehive. So that's where my bees live, to provide lovely honey for us. And above them I've got these large galvanized pots that I'm growing upside down tomatoes in. So I've got 3 here. 1, 2, 3, and they do really well. They're growing lovely little cherry tomatoes of different colours. I've got yellow, red, and a darker sort of crimson tomatoes. In the top of the pots I'm growing basil, because that's a good sort of companion planting for the tomatoes. And these things are the used bags that they use in cafes to collect the used coffee grounds. So I've just suspended those with a chain, and I grow all the heat-loving plants such as chilies and herbs such as thyme and oregano in those, and they're just hanging like that, so it's using that vertical space. This is my sack garden that I've made out of poultry grain sacks. That's suspended on a wall, and underneath that is my pallet garden, which I'm growing lots of herbs, lettuce, tomatoes, nasturtium, things like that, and that's growing really well. I just water it from the top and the water trickles down. I've also just made these little homemade watering devices here, so I can pour water in the top and they slowly leak out down into the soil. I've got my corn growing here, and I've got a little miniature pumpkin plant growing at the base of the corn, and then popped in here, it's a bit hard to see through all the corners, a large plastic bottle, and I'm growing a cucumber plant out of there. Here's some more little soda bottles here that are growing beans, and a soybean, and lots of tomatoes here that are doing really well. And this is my hydroponic tower that I've made out of stacked plastic buckets, and basically the water is in this reservoir at the bottom in this black bin, and it gets pumped up the top and trickles down through the buckets feeding my plants. So that's a soilless system using hydroponics. And I'm finding my lettuce and tomatoes are doing really well in here. I've got some nasturtium and some stevia and things like that. And then finally I've just got a few fruit trees, miniature fruit trees here. This is a little nectarine that I've got in a tub. That seems to be doing really well too. And suspended over the side of the balcony I've got a gutter garden, which doesn't look very good at the moment because I've just harvested my microgreens, and I'm ready to plant another crop in there. So I'm finding microgreens and lettuce, things like that grow really well there. So there you have it, a very compact little balcony that's full of lots of edible plants. So I find it's a really lovely little place to sit out in the morning, have my cup of coffee and watch all my things growing.